Hello, everyone. Welcome to What If Izuku Midoriya Had the Mask Part 1. Let's go. But, yeah, we now start off with Izuku after he pawned the phone on off. The principal got fucking mad because, like, he's seen this happen, but there was no proof. You know what I mean? Like, because kids didn't say anything. Because the people that did snitch on Izuku got it 12 times worse for free. Like, that is the level of, let me beat your ass. No specific reason, but I want to. Like, when Izuku's mad at you, you know that you fucked up. And that it was a bad idea. But, Izuku. In this specific state and age, I'ma say that Izuku started going to high school. And Katsuki has been pussy whipped enough by Izuku to where he wouldn't try this shit, like the shit that he would do. Like, he would become a normal ass kid, like, and not like vicious, you know what I mean? But he has a hatred for Izuku. And I'm not gonna lie. The way that Izuku could, like, dodge so many hits with little to no stress on his body is because of the mask, he has, like, heightened senses and reflexes along with, like, one of the weirdest abilities that you could have. Like, it's random as fuck. I rolled it on a random numbered power generator. So, to keep with fucking the way that it works, the power that I named it, it's called Emerald Eyes. The Emerald Eyes of the representation of the mask in the universe is, and I quote, able to see 1 second into the future. That's it. Now, first, I'm going to put some backstory on this mask because it has to come from somewhere, right? It's just a personal thing. I have to do it. It's technically, in my personal opinion, like concentrated Omega effect. Right? It's just vicious as fuck. And what do you mean by concentrated Omega effect? It's literally unpredictable. It is the Schrodinger's cat in Chekhov's fucking gun of the entire series. It is weird, and no one knows why. I'm pretty sure not even the people that wrote the fucking comics even knew what the fuck they were doing. They were just like, fuck it. We have a plot, we have a story, we have a middle. We don't have a middle because the middle, we're just gonna basically fucking get high and, like, look at colors and see what we could think about. Because that's the only way in hell you could predict what the fuck happens in the mask. Like, and I'm specifically talking about the comics. But nah, for someone to come up with this, they have to be coked out as fuck. Like, just to think about how the mask acts is like, oh god. That's just funny. But, more along the lines of, this will probably be a 15-minute video. I'm just gonna let you know that now. If I make it longer, you're lucky. But, when it comes down to Izuku. Izuku, during his high school years, is still getting paid to fight people. But, like, It's a lot weirder because, like, he's told by some people on, like, opposite teams. Like, when Johnny goes to, like, use the bathroom, you get up, you walk into the bathroom, and you curb stomp his shit to knock his ass unconscious without him seeing you. Make it look like he fell asleep on the toilet or some shit. When you're done. So, like, after that, that is the kind of the shit that he be doing. He be, like, almost rigging games in the favor of his school, unless it's, like, the basketball team. Because it's the same group of people that hit him, and he did not let that shit go. They were the only people that were able to fucking touch him, and he fucking hates it. Like, he takes that shit as a personal affront. And even though he started it, he doesn't really give a fuck. But more importantly, the way that Izuku acts by himself is weird. Because, like, he does see the mask. And, like, his father and mother basically, when he's 16, tell him what the mask does. And the fact that you were born when she had the mask on. All that other shit. Which then kind of, like, they don't know. Like, they just think that you're stronger than normal people, and that's about it. That you have some sort of low-level, very, very low-level precognition quirk. And, like, after, like, you were born, no one could use the mask anymore. We gave it to the dog, we gave it to the fucking bird outside, nothing. Not a goddamn person could wear that bitch. Not a damn person. So, like, they were curious to see what would happen if Izuku put that bitch on, and, like, he put it on, he became our good old friend, old Big Head, and nothing happened. He became Big Head, and he's like, holy shit, this feels amazing. And he takes it off immediately, and he's like, okay, that looks cool. Like, he basically took a picture of himself in it. You know what I mean? So he, like, basically got this weird, scary-ass smile. Like, these pearly whites be biting limbs off, but, fuck. But when it comes down to Izuku specifically on how he wants to, like, how I want to carry myself. With these specifically, how do I want to carry myself? Simple, straightforward, easy breezy, fucking beautiful. What he wants to do. Because he's not in a low-income neighborhood. He just likes fighting. He's a violent boy. Like, some people just have demons. Right? Some people got their fucking demons. His is fighting shit. Like, that's what he's a slave to. He is a adrenaline junkie to the most extreme layer. Like, he will play chicken with oncoming lanes with his fucking bike. Like, that is the level of shit that he would do. Why? Just because just because the adrenaline response. The fear response in his head. He finds it fascinating and cool. But, recently he would end up having to move into one of the most crime-ridden locations that you could ever fucking come across in the DC universe, bitches. It's Gotham, anyway. But, yeah, because I'm gonna say that, Izuku's father worked at Wayne Corp. Wayne Industries, I think it's called, actually. Yeah, it's Wayne Industries. Sorry, I was thinking LexCorp, because I just did that video. But, what ended up happening is Izuku kind of like after leaving Japan, all this other shit, he went there. And like all this weird shit started to happen. Like he met this fucking like weird clown lady that like tried to take a bus with him on it hostage. Which like what Izuku did with like damn near zero hesitation, he didn't have the mask on him, but like there was a person with like a shotgun in front of his seat. So what he ended up doing was taking his sidearm, which was basically a knife, stabbing that man in the side of the head, pointing the gun at Harley, shooting her in her knee, which then caused her to like lose control of the bus and send him and her along with like some people off of a fucking intersection, like from a freeway, into a lake. And what Izuku did, he didn't really give a fuck about the other kids. He didn't. Like, not in the slightest. So he just kind of left. So, like, when Batman, like, is about to jump in, Izuku's just walking out, spitting out water with a shotgun. And he, like, sees Batman, and he's like, well, you're fucking late. like, zero hesitation. Like, you're pretty fucking late, aren't you? And it's like, yeah, no, everybody on the bus is dead. And I'm like 90% certain. Except for, like, the clown lady that I shot in the fucking leg. I probably should have shot her in the face. Anyways, and, like, when Batman fucking hears this, he, like, needs a fucking double take. Like, what? Because the mask, granted, its effects are, like, slowed down dramatically for Izuku. But that doesn't mean he doesn't think killing people is okay. Like, Izuku is completely fine with putting, like, a bullet in someone's head when it comes down to, oh, you're threatening my life, are you, bitch? Like, fuck you. Izuku doesn't give a damn. And it's like, I mean, I did good. They would have killed me, too. Ew, him lying through his fucking teeth. Like, he is positive, because he was the only kid that was faking to have his seatbelt on at the time. Like, he is positive almost everyone on that bus is dead, because most of them got knocked unconscious from them impacting into the water. And the windows were open, so, like, that bitch kind of got filled up pretty quickly. So Harley, like, does get out. And, like, Izuku did, like, give Batman the gun because he asked nicely. Because he asked nicely. And he just like, okay, here. Because at this point, like, Izuku's 14. He didn't really care. Which, like, when Harley gets out and, like, throws a knife at Deku, like, he just catches it, flips that shit around, and throws it at. If it wasn't for Batman, that shit would have hit her straight in her neck. Like no hesitation, she would have been killed. And then, like, him and Batman, like, after everything's done, start having a conversation. Because Batman did go in there. He did see, hey, these kids aren't dead. They're just super unconscious and starting to drown. Like, so he did save a lot of people. Which Izuku kind of was like, okay. Which, like, before Izuku's family got there, like, Batman wanted to see the mental capacity of this kid. And he realized how smart this kid was. And, like, He's like, well, do you want to become a hero like me? And it's like, oh, hell no. Just no. Immediately. It's like, man, you want to know what my powers are? I see 1 second into the future. That's it. I ain't got shit. That's 1 second. Granted, I'm skilled and have like I'm stronger and faster than most people, but it's like it's only slightly. That, and I'm not an amazing person. And he's like, oh, what do you mean by that? I beat people up for money. Granted, I beat bad people up for money, but I still beat them up. Oh, which, like, he does eventually ask his name. He gives his name. And, like, low-key, like, Alfred, like, runs his name without Batman's knowledge because he's curious. Like, how does this child know so much? Like, and then, like, it realizes, oh, shit, this is a truant. Like, this is the like, one of the children that, like, ended up coming in to, like, the military school. Like, and the reason that he came into, like, a military school was because his father basically had enough of his shit, and he's like, all right, we're going to put you in a military school. We are going to be in Gotham, but your ass is going to go to military school. It's like, okay. Which, like, none of the disciplinary actions, like, this, it's been, like, a couple months since he's been there. Dude, he has had the worst time. Like, Izuku they think, oh, they're getting through to Izuku. Nah, no. In all reality, like, the military people have a file on him damn near a mile long that has him beating the shit out of teachers because they were talking too much shit. Which, like, Alfred just kind of saves that on the Bat computer. And, like, there are videos of him, like, taking on, like, 16 people and not even getting hit. Like, ever since he was young and he got hit once with that fucking baseball bat, he never got hit again. Because he always took people seriously. Granted, he still smiled like a fucking crazy person when he was beating the shit out of people. Like, and he was doing cartoony shit, like some Larry Moe and Curly shit. Just like Three Stooges levels of let me beat that ass. Like, that's because it was just stupid the way he was doing it. It was dumb, but it was so funny. Like, the mask rubs off on Izuku and how fucking unpredictable he fights. You're like, what do you mean by that? Oh, simple. Like, if Izuku decided to say, nah, fuck it. I'm a plan for like 4 days. And like, you know how Izuku fights, at least you think you do. He will come out, if you think he's a boxer, nah, dude, he knows jujitsu. He does flips and shit. Like, he has an unknown skill set of styles of let me fold you up like laundry. Cause he is a beast. He's at 14. It's like when Izuku's parents does get there, all that usual shit would happen. He would go home. Batman gets back to the Bat computer and Alfred's just kind of there with like, I'm not gonna lie, he's there with like a bag of popcorn just watching Izuku beat the shit out of grown-ass men. Like, and for like a solid 5 minutes. And it's because, like, Izuku, what he basically did was piss off most, if not all, the people in the military school. And then, like, Izuku was supposed to get his ass kicked in, like, a communal-esque raffle stomp of all the people he pissed off. Like, of which, like, was basically the entire faculty and half of the student population. And, well, it was basically a prison riot against one person, and Izuku just beat the shit out of people. Like, like when he was done, after the 5 minutes, there were like 2 people left. Izuku didn't even get hit once yet. He's still pretty fresh, and he's like, "Is that it, bitch? Is that all you fucking got?" Like, just like, that's basically his energy. I'm willing to throw down with anyone for any reason. Fight me. Like, and like Batman comes in on this and he's like, "Alfred, what the fuck are you doing on my computer?" Just like, and it's just like, it's like, oh, you're here. It's just like, because he was too engrossed in the video. He wasn't paying as much attention as he should be. Because all of his stuff was done. It was like, meh, this won't hurt, will it? Nah. So, like, after that, he basically showed Batman all, like, the violations on that kid's record. And since the knife was in the water, like, the evidence of the fact that he stabbed someone got away. But, like, Harley Quinn and half of the kids just flat out said, "Oh, yeah, no, he fucking killed someone on there." Like, granted, it was seemingly in self-defense, because, like, that person was like, "If you say something one more time, I'm gonna kill you." You turned around for a minute, next thing you know, he got stabbed in the side of his temple. Like, and when Batman got the bus footage, that was exactly what happened. So, like, and all of that happened in the span of 2 seconds. Izuku being able to steal the knife from him and stab him in the side of the head. And what happened with Harley took a span of 3 seconds. Which, and all in all, and everything included, Batman was impressed. But he's like, all right. What the fuck? Like, he's wondering, is he a part of the League of Assassins? Like, what the fuck is this? Is his parents assassins? It's like, they look at them, their records, they're squeaky fucking clean. Like, they're perfectly fine. So, what Deku decides to do after his parents go to sleep is basically go out. Out with a baseball bat because he's bored. So, like, he comes across a mugging that Batman is nearby. And personally, what he does is he slowly but surely creeps up on them. And as they are about to run away, like, Batman's about to jump down, and then just a fucking baseball bat just nails someone. Full force, right in the fucking nose, just, oh. His shit is unconscious. And he's just like, and then he just sees Izuku look around the corner and see the other guy with like a knife. And then he walks around the corner fully and he's like, "So, I heard we was fighting down here." So, in that same instance, like, Batman was just like, if the kid is in trouble, I'll help him. But other than that, I want to see how he deals with it. So, like, what happens is pretty self-explanatory. The man charges him. Izuku grabs the knife, stabs him in his own knee. As he falls to his knees, bat goes up, bat comes down, breaks his back. Heck, his back is fucked. And Izuku just yawns, looks at like the dude getting robbed, says flat out says, "Are you gonna call the police or what?" Like shit. It's already dealt with. Like fucking call the cops. Get your damn insurance money. And he is like, right, thank you. And like Izuku just walks off. Oh, fucking bored again. And he's like, well. And he's just like going down alleys. It's like very apparent that like there's a radius. Because that entire night Batman was just kind of watching. Watching like Izuku like run around. Basically in a couple like about like a 3 city block radius of him walking around and looking for muggers and shit. Which, like, then he, like, comes across Joker goons. Which, like, when Izuku sees the clown makeup, he just smiles. And he just starts walking down the alleyway, like, bold as fuck. Unknowing to Izuku, who he's about to, like, poke a fucking hornet's nest full of Joker goons. Because as Izuku's walking down on the alleyway, one's about to say something, then, like, Izuku, like, whips a knife out, stabs him in his knee, baseball bat to nose. Like, and the other guy's just like, what the fuck? Just screams that shit out and starts fighting. Batman, like, is thinking about, this would be a good Robin. And then, like, 6 other dudes with, like, pipes and shit just come out. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And they see fucking Joe and Murray just got their ass beat by a kid with a baseball bat. And one's just like, yo, that's the kid that fucking shot Harley. So, during that exchange, as soon as he hears the word, like the name Harley again, he's like, oh, you guys are the same people. Good, I've been looking for you assholes. And it's like, immediately, Izuku is the one that charges finally. Which, like, Batman kind of just seen him stay stationary the entire time. Izuku had some patience. No, he's charging now. And, like, what Izuku does basically pulled out. So when he charges at these people, he pulls out, like, sand. Like, out of it. Well, not sand. It looks like sparkly sand to everyone else. But Batman knows what that is. Because Batman got that shit thrown at him. And that's why he has goggles. Like more like glass-esque coverings on his eyes. He threw like powder glass at these motherfuckers' eyes. Like, and it got the first 3, and there were like 5 of them. And they like immediately blink and rub their face, which is the worst thing you could do. Ooh, because that shit digs not only into your eyes, but into your hands and shit. So that shit's like pretty fucking nasty. And like the other 2 guys just kind of look back and it's like, okay, fuck, you tell boss that we may or may not have the kid. It's just like runs up and tries to hit him with a pipe. Izuku just fucking hits it the pipe with the bat, like the bat doesn't like get dented or broken, because it's like it's a solid metal bat. Izuku's like an asshole. If he's coming to swing at people, he's coming with an aluminum bat. Like, so like when he hits the pipe, there's slight reverberation in his hands, but he's wearing like gloves. He's fine. But that other guy's not. So like he kind of fucking jiggly in his arms. Then like one hit to his head, and he goes down like bricks. And Izuku like goes into the building and starts chasing the guy who's like, apparently, I'm gonna go get boss. Oh, so he'll help sort this shit out. So like, Batman's trying to catch up. It's not working amazingly well. Because he went down, tried to get him, and like the kid fucking disappeared. And like, he hears the sound of an aluminum bat, thwack, thwack, just like down, and the sound of a body hitting the ground. And it's just like when Batman like sneaks over to see it, fucking inches away from getting hit in the face with this bat, and he's like blocks it, and he's like, oh. Like, Izuku like basically whipped around the corner, and he was so close to hitting him. Like, he was able to stop it, but he was so close. Like, and he was like, why are you here? And he's like, more important, why are you here? Here. Because I was bored. That's why. Why are you here? Like, because I was about to stop a mugging and some fucking kid with a baseball bat beat the shit out of people. What the fuck are you doing here? Here, why are you out this late? Like, because I got bored, man. I said this already. Anyway, you were there for the mugging? Yeah. So you seen the glass. They're unconscious, right? Yeah, okay. I might have hit one in the head too hard. Maybe. But like they're gonna like probably have some brain damage, but they'll be fine. And it's like Izuku knows, like, Batman knows that he has A's in his biology, so he knows, like, hey, he's probably fucked up. So, like, Batman, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, he wants to see what this kid could do. Dude, so, like, and he's like, so is this enough excitement for you tonight? And he's like, I mean, apparently the Joker's here. I'm not strong enough to fight him. He uses guns. Like a little bitch. And it's like, Batman's like, yeah, but you shot Harley. Yeah, but he could go fuck himself. Like, he used a gun first. He shot the bus driver. And it's like, fair. Fair. Like, granted, in this one, Batman's like, kind of nonsensical, but he's like, trying to figure out this kid right now. He's trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with him. Like, nothing bad happened to him. But he just enjoys beating people. Like, maybe I could get him to beat people for the right reasons. Like, that is kind of the level that Batman's almost on. Like, it's like, okay, maybe I can make him into a Robin. Maybe. Like, and like Izuku, he's like, the way he just flat out says, like, after, like, putting the bat on his back and, like, looking around, I mean, apparently the Joker's here, so. That's, and he just kind of pokes him in the chest with the back. That's your stick. I'm good. I'm out. It's like, I was like, you don't want to watch? And he just kind of stops. And it's like, he's thinking, and it's like, man, you're right, that's true. You know, he just kind of looks at the guy, like, around the corner that he passed out with the bulletproof vest, and he's like, okay, fuck it. And he just kind of straps that on. And then he, like, looks at a flashbang that he had, and he's like, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to flashbang me. That makes sense. So he, like, picks up, like, the 2 flashbangs and just kind of sticks them. Like, gets it ready on, like, the end of the bat with, like, some duct tape that he had in his backpack. And he's like, Batman's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Fine. So, like, what he then ends up doing is, like, tying some string to the actual pins of it, of the, not the smoke grenades, the flashbangs, like, to his wrist, wrapped around the bat. So, like, if he moves his wrist or let goes of the bat, the pins are pulled and they're almost immediately going to go off. And he's like, all right, just in case I need these. All right, come on. And then he just, like, starts looking around up top. And he's like, hold on. And he just, like, kind of walks back outside, like, to the dude that's unconscious, pulls the knife out of his knee, walks back in, and proceeds to, like, stab the knife into the wood wall pretty deep. Because it was a Bowie knife. It was a full clearance Bowie knife. And he just kind of stands on it, uses it, grabs a vent, rips the vent off, and just kind of starts scuttering in that bitch. Like, and he's like, yep, just like the simulations. Like, so, like, what he ends up doing is, like, basically going the same route that Batman is, but, like, awkwardly more sneaky. Like, it's weird. Because Batman basically gets found by the fucking Joker immediately. Like, because he heard, like, a dude screaming, Mr. J, and just kind of eats shit. And so he thinks, Batman's here. So, like, when, like, Joker is distracted and, like, Batman's starting to fight, like, more of the guys, Izuku just kind of appears behind him. Takes his headphones off from his phone, puts them in his ears, closes his eyes, turns it, rips his right hand away from the baseball bat, throws it in front of the Joker's face. Flashbang. And just, Joker's stunned, fucking, like, everyone stops to look, and, like, they, like, zoom in on this fucking kid hitting Joker directly in the testicles with a bat. Like, just teed up and went for. And he's just on the floor, like, oh, fuck. And just Izuku's just, like, hitting him in the fucking back and the legs and shit until he stops moving. Like, that's basically what's happening. Until he is positive that the Joker cannot move no more. Like, and he's just like just talking shit the entire time. This is it? This is the Joker? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, he's some fucking pansy. Pansy, you're right. You are a fucking joke. Like, look at this shit. Just the entire time, just ripping into Joker is kind of like his weird philosophy of like jokes and shit. Just ripping into his entire thing. And it's like as Batman's like beating the shit out of the rest of them, like Joker is trying to fight back. He did like pull out a knife and try to stab Izuku until like Izuku like cut his thumb off. Like off with his own fucking knife. Which like Batman did see and he's like, don't kill him, and it's like, yeah. Yeah, so like he eventually does like get finished with the Joker. Turns around. I'm like, there's like 5 more people left. After he just like jumps off like not the small balcony, but like off the little like podium stage with the Joker. He isn't like slung over his shoulder or anything. He just kind of like making sure his head doesn't hit the floor. But like the rest of his body sure as shit does. But like then he drops it, holds his bat, and he just says, when like he wakes up, make sure to tell him when he sees Harley that the same kid beat his ass in the same fashion that he beat the shit out of his girl Harley. Jumped him like a bitch. So then like they finish everything off. They kind of wrap everything up with a tie. And he's like, that's enough excitement for tonight. And he just starts walking off, and it's like, I can't just let you go after this. And it's like, yeah, what's that? Yeah, right shoulder. And like then just Batman gets hit with a fucking pipe. Because one guy got up, and Izuku just like throws a knife, hits him in his foot. Batman. And punches him in the face, and like Batman turns around to find Izuku, and he's fucking gone. Like he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and he's like now starting to actually search for him, and he cannot find him because his ass is already out of the building. Because he's like, "Yeah, nah, police don't do good with me. Like, I'm already a truant. I'm good." I already got my own motherfucking problems. So, as Izuku sneaks back into his room, and his mother and father, knowing that he left, hid in his closet, just opens that shit as soon as he pretends like he's asleep, and he's like, you think you're gonna get away with that, huh? It's like, oh, fuck. Smash cut. Roll credits. I hope all of you have enjoyed. And to be perfectly honest with you, like, comment, subscribe, all that cringy shit later. And thank you for damn near 500.